During this experiment, I was tasked with learning how to juggle and then teaching someone else also how to juggle. Prior to starting this project, I already had experience juggling, but I hadn't juggled in a very, very long time. So I actually jumped right back into the associative stage of learning and started with 3 balls and then just continued to practice and try to get less and less errors. After doing this for a while, I did have some frustrations, so I had to take some breaks in between. After a few days of practice, I actually started seeing more fluid motions and I wasn't quite making as many errors. I was getting things down, and I believe I was starting to move into the autonomous stage where it took less thinking and more just doing. And so after a while, I started just seeing how long I could juggle rather than if I could juggle. So now I got the movement down and I'm just trying to see how many rotations I can get. And I got pretty efficient with it. After this, I moved on to trying to teach someone else how to juggle. I decided to try to teach my friend how to juggle, but this proved difficult because we couldn't exactly see each other. So I had to talk him through the steps of juggling over the phone. So this is a FaceTime screen recording of me actually having a conversation with him and talking him through how to juggle while recording him juggling. So at first, at the beginning of this video, you saw him outline a box. I had him think of a rectangle and practice with 2 balls trying to throw the opposite ball to the opposite corner of the rectangle. So he's trying to create an X pattern and juggle with 2 balls in an X pattern. It took him quite some time to get this movement down, but continued to practice. This video is of bad quality because of the service, but I did have him take another video. It took a lot of practice to get the X pattern down. We continued just with 2 balls going in the X pattern over and over again until he could get those tosses correctly, because it is important to get down the basics first before we move on to 3 balls officially. So we just continued and continued to practice with 2 balls in the X pattern, in a cross pattern, and see if he could do that efficiently. After he felt comfortable with the X pattern, I had him add in a 3rd ball, but not juggling it, just holding the 3rd ball in the same hand so he could continue to throw and catch with 2 balls in one hand and see if he could still do the double hand movement. Next, we graduated to 3 balls and then continued to go through the process and try to achieve less errors. But in the end, we only got 1 or 2 full cycles through with proper juggling. He will still need more practice and is still in the associative phase of learning.